여러분 안녕하세요. 저는 Gwen이라고 하고요. 오늘은 가족과 관련된 단어에 대해 발표하겠습니다. 그러니까 재밌게 봐주시면 감사하겠습니다. Hi everyone, my name is Gwen and today we're going to be talking about family names and some pronouns, and then we're going to look at some example sentences to sort of put these all into place. So yeah, definitely take note of those. Let's get started. Okay, so of course, the first thing we have to learn is I, right? So for those of you who might have been unaware, in Korean there are two ways to talk to people. There's the really formal way called 존댓말, and then there is the casual way called 반말. So 반말 is the casual one, and it's used with friends or people younger than you in age. And then the formal 존댓말 is used with people older than you or like of higher authority, like professors, you know, the president of the United States, the president of South Korea, people like that. So you would use the formal with them. So I'm going to give you the formal and casual forms of these words whenever they're applicable. So the first one is I. So the formal form would be 저, and then the casual version would be 나. And then we're going to look at some sentence examples. So an example of, so both of these are formal sentences because they end in yo. And we'll hear that in a second when I read these sentences off. But the second example sentence right next to where it says I am happy, that one is going to be more casual. Like you would say this to someone if you're trying to be polite, but someone younger than you. So I am a teacher in casual would be 저는 선생님이에요. 저는 선생님이에요. I am a teacher. And then I am happy. It was hard to think of these sentences. So I am happy is obviously an easy sentence. 나는 행복해요. So this doesn't mean that you can't use 나는 선생님이에요. You can 100% use that in a sentence. It's just going to sound a little less formal. And of course, just the opposite, you can use 저는 행복해요 is like the formal version of I am happy. Okay, next is you. So we already know how to say 너, right? 나, 너. So 너 is casual version of saying you. The formal version is 당신. 당신. So not a lot of people use 당신, and the reason why is because it actually means dear as well. So like to your spouse, if you're married, you would say like, oh, 당신은요, 자기는요, like how about you, sweetie? You know, that sort of feeling, which is why if you say 당신 to just someone random, it's technically correct, but Koreans don't use it a whole lot, or at least they're very careful when they use it, just because it does have that like colloquial, like the pragmatics are different, like the context situation. So just know that, but 당신 is grammatically correct for the formal version of you. So we'll look at some example sentences now. So are you the manager? 당신은, do you remember the 은 and 는 are our subject or our topic markers? So those 은 and 는 don't actually have any meaning by themselves, but they help make our sentence clearer because the listener knows automatically, oh, that is the topic of this sentence, right? So we would say 당신은 사장님. 사장님 means manager or boss. 이에요. Remember the 이에요 ending is just the R is am grammar point that we learned last week. So 당신은 사장님이에요. Are you the manager? And then you are a student. 너는 학생이에요. 너는 학생이에요. Again, we can switch these too. We can say, but this one is a little more awkward actually. Don't switch them. Don't switch them because if you're speaking to a student, you would rarely use 당신 just because that is not a position of authority or it's not really viewed as, something really high up. And then to a 사장님, to a manager, you would not use no, no, because it's just a little bit rude, I guess. You would try to speak the more formal to like a manager. Okay, we. The formal version is 저희, 저희, 저희. And then the casual is 우리, 우리. So 우리 is used a lot more frequently than 저희. So I guess the kind of overall theme that we can see here is that the casual is used pretty regularly in conversation, no matter the age range, but just knowing the formal is really going to help you, especially when people mention them. Then you can know, oh, okay, that means we, 저희. Even though 우리 is used much more often, much more frequently. You will typically see 저희 like at a formal business meeting, at church, places like that. 저희가 저희 교회, 우리 교회, things like that. So we will look at some example sentences. So welcome to our house, for example. 저희 집에, so 저희, our, we, our, 집에, 집 is house. And then that 에 right next to it is a location marker. Again, I'm just showing you, you don't have to memorize these sentences right now, anything like that. I'm just showing an example of where 저희 and 우리 fit into sentences, just so that you can see. So 저희 집에 환영해요. 환영하다 is to be welcome. And then this is my family. 우리 is we or our. 가족 is family. And then 이에요 is the grammar point that we learned last week. So 우리 가족이에요. 저희 집에 환영해요. Welcome to our house. This is my family. Okay, 우리 culture, 우리 문화. This is worth mentioning, just in case anyone is really new to this or has never heard this before. Korea is considered an 우리 culture because they say this word a lot in front of nouns. So the reason why is because they're a very collective culture and they always think about, or they typically think about the other person before themselves, and how they might feel in reaction to things. 우리, like the we culture, is very strong. They see everything as togetherness, things like that. I know coming from America, that was pretty difficult to learn at first or adjust to because I was like, this is kind of weird. I'm used to being really independent. Of course, I still depend on my parents, but I'm used to doing things on my own. So sort of going there and having this us culture was really new and interesting for me. But yeah, so what does this mean in terms of language, you might ask? You might be wondering at this point. So 우리 is placed in front of a lot of nouns if the person speaking feels some sort of connection with that noun. Does that make sense? So, for example, we saw in the last slide, my family was phrased as like our family. This is our family. It was using the word 우리, right? 우리 가족, my family. So even though it's literally translated as my family, when you, instead of saying just 내 가족, because there is a way to say my family, literally, so 나의 가족, they say 우리 and it gives it more of a like warm feeling, if that makes sense. Especially to the person they're being introduced to, it feels better. It feels more personable if you use 우리. Another example would be like our school, my school, 우리 학교, 우리 교회. 교회 is church. Yeah, things like that. So just be aware that 우리, it means us or we or our, but it's also used a lot in front of random nouns, and just know that when you see that, it means that the speaker has a personal connection or feels some connection with the noun, to the point where they put that 우리 in front. Okay, finally, family words. Okay, so right under there you can see underneath family it says 가족. 가족. 가족 is family. So with that, we're gonna get into the vocab. Okay, grandma. How do you say grandma? It's 할머니. 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 And then grandpa is 할아버지. 할아버지. So 할머니, 할아버지. Mother is 어머니. 어머니. And then mom is 엄마. 엄마. So when you say 엄마, because the 미음, the m sound is the 받침, is the final consonant, and it's the very next sound as well, you kind of just keep your mouth closed when you end that first block, and then just continue the sound in the second. So 엄마. 엄마. Yeah, so 어머니 is like mother. People do say this, but it just depends on your preference. I hear 엄마 a lot more often. And then father is 아버지. 아버지. And then dad is 아빠. 아빠. So, I don't know if this is the first time we're seeing it or not. I don't think it is. But you see, by 아빠, dad, it has the double biip, the double bucket character, right? So that is just a stronger sound. So it's almost like you're punching the sound out of your mouth. So 아빠, 아빠. 아빠 is dad. And then same thing. A lot of people say 아버지, but it seems a little bit more formal. But it's up to your preference, however you call your parents. And we can notice too from the words grandmother and grandfather that there's not really a shortened form for those. People usually just say 할머니, 할아버지. Yeah, and so you can see the little pieces of like 어머니 inside of 할머니, right? So that can help you remember that, okay, 할머니 is the 어머니, mother, or is the woman, right? And then for dad, we have 아버지 and we have 할아버지 for grandfather. So that can help us remember that 할아버지 is the grandfather. Okay, son is 아들. 아들. And daughter is 딸. 딸. 딸 is really difficult for native English speakers to pronounce just because it has the 리을 at the bottom and it also has the 상디귿, the double D. So it's like the t sound. So 딸. 딸. All right. So now for the little bit tricky part, but the part I know that you can get used to super quickly. So what do we call siblings? So for a girl and a boy, they're different, unfortunately, but you'll catch on quickly, I have no doubt. So the words for younger sister and younger brother are actually the same for both genders. which is awesome. But the words for an older sibling change. And I think that does have to do with the, the age being important thing that we talked about in a previous video. But so yeah, for a girl, she would call, so for example, me, if I had an older brother, I would call him 오빠, 오빠. And if I had an older sister, I would call her 언니, 언니. So 오빠, 언니. 오빠 and 언니 are they're terms for your actual real older brother and sister. However, they can also be used for a friend or like older person that you're not related to, but that treats you well or that you're close with. So, for example, I don't personally have any older brothers or older sisters, but I have many oppas and 언nis that I met in Korea that were so sweet to me and would always sort of take care of me in a way and had that role as sort of acting like my older brother or sister. So you'll find that a lot in Korea, and especially if you watch any like variety shows or anything like that, or like K-pop videos, you can hear oppa and 언니 a lot in the songs, in the shows, things like that. That doesn't mean they're actually related. It just means that they're close. And it's kind of like an endearing term for an older sibling person. Okay, so then younger sister is 여동생, 여동생. And then younger brother is 남동생, 남동생. So you can see 동생 means younger sibling. So you can also just call someone 동생. But if you want to specify, 여 is the one that you put in front for a girl, and then 남 is the one you put in front for a boy. So for me, 나는, remember 나 is I, right? 나는 남동생 2명 있어요. I have 2 younger brothers. 나는 남동생 2명 있어요. Alright, moving on to the boy version. Okay, so for a boy, again, younger sister and younger brother are still 여동생 and 남동생. So for a boy, they have an older brother or older person figure, older friend. Then they would call them 형, 형. Do you hear that Y sound? 형. All right, and then an older sister of a boy would be called 누나, 누나. 형, 누나. Cool? Okay. So, let's practice. 연습해봅시다. If you remember from the last video, 연습 means practice, and then 해봅시다, let's do it. So 연습해봅시다. So just a recap. Try to go back and review these things. I will also make sure that I put a little like practice sheet if you want to print it off at all, or if you just want to look at it and try and practice and see if you remember these words off the top of your head. I will include that on the website. Yeah, and then so just as a quick review, grandma and grandpa is 할머니, grandpa is 할아버지, mom and dad is 어머니, 아버지, son and daughter is 아들, 딸. And then for a girl, if she has an older brother, it's 오빠. An older sister is 언니. And then for a boy, his older brother is 형. And his older sister is 누나. So my younger brother says to me, 누나, if he's respectful. Yeah, awesome. You guys did great. I know this was a bit of a long video, but again, I know I talk a little bit slow sometimes, so if you watch me at double speed, then you can get through these videos in no time. All right, I will see you next week with another video, and I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions at all, or if anything was confusing for you, please don't hesitate to drop a comment, send me an email, all that jazz. So yeah, with that, 다음에 봐요.